perhaps become the talking point starting December 17 when it opens. I'm referring to the NHAI bonds. The NHAI itself is planning to raise 10,000 crores and the issue starting on 17 December closes on 31st December have always had a great attraction for markets. Mr. Raghav Chandra, the chairman of NHAI, is joining us now. Mr. Chandra, is this the only tranche of bonds that you will issue, or is this the first tranche for the fiscal?
This is our second tranche for this fiscal, and we've already issued bonds worth 3,900 crores. But this is the first time that we're coming out with for the retail investor, and there is a significantly interesting offer for the retail investor, which offers tax-free bonds at 7.39%. With an effective yield of about 10.7%. So this is a very exciting offer for retail investors, and of course there is an amount for the corporate and the institutional investors as well.
Oh yes, there has been a lot of interest in these tax-free bonds, especially after IRFC. But apart from the 10,000 crores, which is the second tranche that you mentioned, any more that you plan to do in the next, say, 3 to 6 months?
Yeah, we might have to go in for more borrowing. And we have actually, I would say that we were allowed tax-free bonds worth 24,000 crores. So we should overall raise about I would say 19 to 20,000 crores.
Okay. Well, actually, more a doubt in terms of someone raising money. You're saying that the effective cost for the government is 10.7%. If you were to raise loans from a bank...
The effective yield.
Effective yield, which would be... Yield, I agree. But that's what the government is losing. It would have got tax to that extent. So effectively, the government is paying 7.39 and foregoing taxes a little over 2%. If you were to raise loans from a bank directly, Mr. Chandra, how much would it cost? Would you not get loans at less than 10.7?
I doubt it very much.
Okay. What would the cost of...
The state of the things as they are, I would suspect that the banking industry would be far more circumspect. And
sir, base rates are running. Mr. Chandra, the base rates are running at 9.3 for State Bank. You won't get at 1% over base. You won't get at 10.3, 10.5.
I doubt it very much, and certainly it's worth trying. I will. Now that you've mentioned it, try and talk to the SBI to see if they're ready to give it to us at that kind of rate. Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay. Well, let's come down to the business now, Mr. Chandra. How many projects have been awarded up until now this year, if you can give us details on that? And how many projects do you plan to award by the end of the fiscal?
Yeah, we've already awarded projects, about 43 projects so far, and that's for overall about 2,600 kilometers. But there are several other projects which have already received bids, and the bids are in the final stages of evaluation. So I would suspect that in the next in the fiscal, we should be able to award projects for overall of more than 5,000 kilometers. And we are happy to say that we are receiving bids for all the projects that we are going ahead with.
Okay. Including viability gap funding for this year and for previous year projects, how much have you already spent this year, Mr. Chandra?
Well, we've spent, in terms of our spending alone, we have actually spent about 28,000, more than 30,000 crores this year.
Okay.
And we have lots of commitments to make. So I would
30,000 crores this year so far, you mean?
Yes, and we would end up spending about 55,000 crores by the end of the fiscal, because there are lots of commitments pertaining to land acquisition, pertaining to civil projects that we need to take care of. And so that's significantly more than it was last year. I would say it's about 30% more than last year.
Okay. You did mention that by FY16 end, you will award 5,000 kilometers of projects, right? That is, if I'm not wrong, lower than what you had estimated the last time. The last figure that we have is 5,600 kilometers. So have you lowered your target?
No, we haven't. We're just being circumspect when we are mentioning that, and we had set for ourselves a target this year of 5,000, and we are sure that we will go much beyond that.
Okay. You said 55,000 crores that you will spend this year in total would be 30% higher. Last year you did 40,000 crores, is it?
That's right.
Okay. Well, can you give us an idea of project completion rate? There have been a lot of initiatives. You know, you'll have compensated people on the BOT projects for delay when it is not on account of the contractor. You have allowed back payment, deferred payment of contractors' equity commitments, ensured a lot of environment and forest clearances as well. Given all these initiatives, can you give us an idea of completed road kilometers this year vis-a-vis last year?
Well, we have, it may not be possible for me to give you the, the exact, because this is all work in process, in progress. But we do have overall, if you're looking at the overall picture, then we've done certainly more than last year, and we have already completed, in terms of actual completion, more than 1,000 kilometers this year. And we hope to do about 2,000 kilometers by the end of the fiscal.
No, I have a number picked up from the net, so I don't know its sacredness. It says the completion has improved to 16 kilometers a day from 12 kilometers a day last year. I just want to check the veracity of that number.
Yes, no, that's correct, because the highway program is also being, is so large and extensive that it's also being undertaken through the various state governments and through various other bodies of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. So all those figures add up to what you've mentioned.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for joining us and taking us through that. So that's the word coming in from NHAI. They have a total target of 5,000 kilometers of projects that they plan to award by FY16 end. And so far, they have awarded 43 projects to the tune of 2,600 kilometers.
Now I would be, as a government treasurer, very inquisitive whether the NHAI or the government can't raise below 10.7. Why are they spending? And a lot of corporates take advantage of this. Why should they be given this secure money, secure risk-free return? And I think the government can borrow cheaper.
All right. Let's get talking about some more stocks now. Prakash Gaba is still with us. Well, one of the stocks that has been moving quite a bit in the past couple of minutes is IGL on the upside. That stock is now up almost about 4% as we had mentioned earlier. Nomura has raised their target price on IGL, and now with cleaner fuel